love doesn't feel like conquest. It feels like home. And to someone who was raised to perform, home feels suspicious because it doesn't ask you to earn it. So my darling, what are you really afraid of? Because you're not afraid of rejection. You are afraid of being seen without the sparkle. You are afraid of being held when you're not impressive. You are afraid of being truly known. Because what if when you finally stop performing, no one stays? What if when the mask comes off, the love disappears? That's the core wound. That's the haunting fear. So you keep reaching for the fantasy. If I can get that person to choose me, that person, the avoidant one, the emotionally distant one, the one who doesn't choose anyone, then maybe I'm finally good enough. But that's not healing. That's self-abandonment in disguise. That's tying your worth to someone else's inability to love properly. You don't want to be loved. You want to be exceptional. Because if you can earn the love of the emotionally unavailable, then maybe finally you can stop doubting yourself. You can stop asking what's wrong with you. Because the wound didn't begin with them. It began with you. And no one can love you into healing the parts of yourself you refuse to meet. So how do you heal this? How do you go from chasing validation to actually letting yourself be loved? First, you grieve. You grieve the self who thought she had to be desirable to be kept. You grieve the little girl who believed she had to be perfect to be loved. You grieve the teenage version of you who thought being picked was proof of her value. And then you unlearn. You stop turning love into a reward system. You stop auditioning. You stop trying to be the most, the smartest, the sexiest, the easiest, the least complicated, the most healed. You stop treating relationships like a test you need to pass. You stop making your personality a resume. And you start doing the unthinkable. You let yourself be ordinary. You let yourself be seen. You stop looking for someone to come and pick you and start choosing yourself. You feel the heartbreak of how much energy you've spent contorting, performing, earning, chasing. You let yourself be angry. You let yourself be messy. You let yourself mourn all the versions of you that were lovable but was never loved. And you begin to ask the question, what does love look like when it's not rooted in pain? You learn to sit still, to feel lonely and not make it mean anything about your worth. You stop clinging to the people who confuse you because now you see clearly that confusion is not connection. You stop needing to be impressive. You start being real, and it will hurt because your nervous system doesn't know what to do with peace. You ache for the highs and lows of the chase, but you will keep choosing the quiet because now you're no longer asking for love to rescue you from yourself. And when someone walks away, you don't chase. You let them. Because their leaving doesn't mean you're unworthy. It means you're not their person, and that doesn't have to destroy you. It doesn't have to destroy you, my darling. And here's what healing looks like. It looks like being okay when no one texts back. It looks like not attaching your worth to how wanted you feel. It looks like letting someone love you on your average days. Hello, not just your best ones. It looks like falling apart and not apologizing for it. It looks like no longer chasing people who make you feel small just so you can prove that you're worthy of being seen. Because here's the truth that changes everything. You were never meant to be picked. You were supposed to be seen. You were supposed to be known. You were supposed to be loved in your being, not in your performance. And the second you accept this, you become powerful. Because now you're not just waiting to be chosen. You are choosing. You are choosing who gets your energy, who gets your softness, who gets to stay. And most importantly, you finally choose you. Not because someone else said you were worthy, but because now you know it.